My girl might leave me if she hears about this. LA Confidential, LA Confidential. I hope she never has to hear about this. LA Confidential.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's look is gonna be a celebrity inspired makeup look because I haven't done one of these in so long. So today's makeup is gonna be on the beautiful Zendaya. I love her personality. I think she is so gorgeous and her makeup always looks bomb. I'm gonna leave the link to the picture that I was inspired by down in the description box if you guys want to click on that first, just so you can have an idea of what look I was going for. And of course my makeup is not gonna look exactly like her makeup because we obviously use different makeup products and our features are completely different, but this is what I came up with. So if you guys want to see how you can get this look, then keep on watching. Hey guys, alright, I'm gonna start with a primer. The one I'm using is from Benefit. This is the Professional Primer. I am so obsessed with this primer right now. It makes my skin feel amazing and it just makes it so smooth and ready for my foundation. So I'm just applying this all over my face with my fingers. And for the foundation, I'm using this one from Maybelline. This is the Matte and Poreless Foundation in the shade 220. And to apply this, I'm using my good old sponge from Real Techniques. And for the concealer, I'm using this one from Laura Geller. This is the Creaseless Concealer in the shade Light. And this one reminds me so much of MAC's Prep and Prime Highlighting Pen, except this one has more coverage. And to blend this out, I'm going to be using that same sponge from Real Techniques. And now to set my concealer, I'm using a powder from Ben Nye. This is the Banana Powder. And to apply that, I'm using that same damp sponge from Real Techniques. And if some of you are wondering how that's possible to use powder with a damp sponge, it just works because your sponge is not dripping wet, it's just a little damp, and it gives you great coverage. And to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use a powder from MAC. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium. And to apply that, I'm using my F30 brush from Sigma. And now time to use some bronzer. Zendaya's skin looked so beautiful and bronzy in the picture. Today I'm using another mineralized skin finish from MAC, and this one's called Give Me Sun. And to apply that, I'm using my angled brush from Sigma. This is the F40 brush. Next, I'm going to prime my eyes before applying shadows. I'm using my paint pot from MAC, and this one is called Soft Ochre. And I'm not sure what brush that is that I'm using right here, but you can use any brush to apply that, or you can use your finger. For today's look, I'm using my 35o palette from Morphe. I've been dying to use this palette, and to make it easier, I'm going to use an arrow that's going to point to the shadows I'm using because these eyeshadows don't have names or numbers, so it's just easier this way. And the first eyeshadow I'm using, I'm going to be applying that on my inner corners and on my lids with my 239 brush from MAC. With the same 239 brush, I'm going to take this shade. This is my favorite shadow from the whole palette. I'm going to be applying that on my lids as well. And now with my Morphe M514 brush, I'm going to take this eyeshadow right here. This eyeshadow has a little bit of shimmer in there, and I'm going to apply it on my crease. I am not a fan of applying shimmery shadows. I only use matte shades on my crease, but for this look, we're going to use a shimmery shadow because that's what Zendaya had. And I'm also going to wing it out a little bit. And you can also take a Q-tip and clean up the edges so that way you have a nice wing. Next, I'm going to take this orange shade and apply it a little above my crease with my E40 blending brush from Sigma. Now I'm taking this matte brown shade and I'm going to be applying that on the outer corners with my 217 brush from MAC. Next, I'm going to line my eyes with a gel liner from Maybelline. This is in Blackest Black. And to apply that, I'm using my Sigma E65 angled brush. Next, I'm going to take my eyeliner in FELINE from MAC, and I'm going to be applying that on my waterline. Alright, now for the second wing, I'm going to take that same angled brush, and I'm going to take the darkest eyeshadow in the palette and start making light strokes. And take your time on this, no need to rush. And yeah, I'm just going to be making small strokes. I wish this palette had a black eyeshadow, but that's okay. We're just gonna work with what we have. Alright, I zoomed in a little bit so you guys can have a better look. So right now what I'm doing is just taking a little bit of concealer. You can use concealer or foundation, and I'm gonna be applying that between the wings so they pop out more. And to set the concealer, I'm gonna use the lightest eyeshadow in the palette with just a small brush. You can use any brush to do this. Going back to the palette, I'm going to take this bronzy shade and apply that under my lower lash line. And for the lashes, I'm using these ones from House of Lashes, and these are called Noir Fairy. To fill in my eyebrows, I'm using my brow palette from Pixie, and I'm going to use the darkest shade in the palette, which is the black one. And to fill in my eyebrows, I'm using this random angled brush that, no joke, I've had for like 10 years. So you can just use any angled brush. I'm going to go back to the palette one last time and take these two eyeshadows. I'm going to mix them together and apply them on my brow bone. One is matte, one is shimmery, and I just wanted to see what that would look like. Next, I'm going to use a mascara from IT Cosmetics. I love this mascara for my lower lashes because the wand is really small and it gets all my tiny lashes. And for the blush, I'm using this one from MILANI. This one's called Tea Rose, and in the picture, Zendaya didn't look like she had a lot of blush, just a little bit. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to put a little bit, and I'm using my angled brush from Sigma. This is the F40 brush. Alright, now before I move on to my lips, I'm going to start baking. I really do hate that word, but I don't know how else to explain it. So pretty much I'm just putting my powder under my contour, and at the end we'll wipe that off and we'll have a nice contour. And I'm using that same powder from Ben Nye, the banana powder. For the lips, I'm going to start lining them with a lip liner from NYX. This one is called Natural. And on top of the lip liner, I'm using a liquid lipstick from OFRA. This is called Laguna Beach. A lot of you guys have been asking me what's on my lips lately, and this is it. Again, it's called Laguna Beach. And if you guys want to try it out or anything from OFRA, I'll have a 30% coupon code for you guys down in the description box. And now time for a highlighter. I'm using this one from MAC. This is called Soft and Gentle. And to apply that, I'm using a fan brush from Motives Cosmetics. And the last thing I'm doing is wiping off all that powder, and this is pretty much the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos in the future. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you later.